What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the CombatCast. Now, as I'm recording this episode, I've actually recorded another episode beforehand. However, this episode, the reason I'm recording this episode is because I came across some very, very shocking news from ONE Championship that I felt the need to record this particular episode and upload it before the aforementioned episode, which I feel can wait until later. Anyways, shocking news from ONE Championship. Pettanong Pet Fergus has been stripped of the ONE Bantamweight Kickboxing World Championship after testing positive for not one, but two banned substances. First one being Petanong, the second one being Petanong. Now, according to International Doping Tests and Management, which is the anti-doping partner for ONE Championship, these two are anabolic steroids and are listed as banned substances. So he's been effectively stripped of his title. That's it. You know, all of that is just gone. What's most shocking to me is that, Pettanong is a Thai athlete, and he got popped for using the juice, so to speak. And yeah, sure. I guess in the Thai fighting circuit, the Thai Muay Thai stadium circuit, doping isn't really regulated at all. In fact, I would like to think that it's an overlooked aspect of the fight game. But man, when it comes to a large scale promotion like ONE Championship, I would think that the Thai athletes are clean. But turns out that's not the case with Pettanong, at least. But Petanong isn't actually the first champion in ONE Championship to be stripped of his title. There have been two previous cases. First being Kimrian Abazov, former ONE welterweight champion. He was stripped of the ONE welterweight championship ahead of his title fight against Christian Lee after failing to make weight. So when he was facing Christian Lee, it was effectively for a vacant title. The same was also the case for John Lineker, the former ONE Bantamweight champion, when he faced Fabricio Andrade on Prime Video 3. He failed to make the Bantamweight title limit. So yeah, but those two were stripped basically at weigh-ins, and not because they failed drug tests, no. But Pettanong is the first ever athlete in ONE Championship to be stripped of his title because he tested positive for banned substances. Now, it's a growing trend now in ONE Championship that athletes are starting to get popped for PEDs, latest cases also, cases before Pettanong include Kairat Akhmetov of Kazakhstan. He was actually the number one contender who was next in line to face Demetrius Johnson for the ONE Flyweight Championship. And after he was popped, he was issued a suspension of, how long was it again? 6 months. Surprisingly, his fight against Reece McLaren was not overturned to a no contest, with ONE Championship and Chatri Sityodtong's reasoning being that it was an out-of-competition sample, an out-of-competition drug test. However, it was 10 days after the fight, and Reece McLaren tried pleading his case, both on social media, both with ONE Championship, but they still refused to overturn the result of the fight. And I agree with Reece McLaren on this, that the fight should be overturned to a no contest. Who's to say that Akhmatov wasn't on the so-called banned substance during his fight against Reese McLaren? Maybe it gave him an edge that allowed him to get the undeserved victory, And then you have Julie Mezzabarba, who now apparently is no longer with ONE Championship. She also got popped for banned substances. She was given an 18-month ban, but hers was an in-competition drug test, and it was for multiple substances, which have not been revealed by ONE Championship. And her ban was for 18 months. But I guess that doesn't matter now, because she's no longer with the promotion. And I guess she's free to fight in, like, other promotions that are not partnered with international doping tests and management. So, yeah. So I guess there's no point with ONE announcing her suspension. But yeah. But man, Petchtanong was like, it was like out of nowhere. It was completely unexpected. But I mean, when you look back on it, I guess you could see, you can imagine why. You could start to picture why, how, and why he came to be the champion. Okay, but he's only fought twice with ONE Championship, and his first fight lasted only 6 seconds. Back in 2020 against Kapitan Pet India Academy, who is also no longer with ONE Championship. He got knocked out in 6 seconds with one punch. And yeah, he was on the wrong end of that. But then, 2 years later, he faces Hiroki Akimoto for the ONE Bantamweight Kickboxing Champion. He puts on a complete kickboxing masterclass. He completely discolors Hiroki Akimoto's body using a Muay Thai arsenal. He just knees him. But, when you think about it, maybe it was because of, those anabolic steroids that he was on that he was able to win the title. So, according to an article from Combat Press, Pettanong Pet Fergus has been stripped of his ONE Championship Bantamweight kickboxing title after testing positive for methanolone and boldenone, two performance-enhancing drugs. Methanolone, commonly known as primobolan, is an androgen and anabolic steroid. It was part of the stack that was administered to almost the entire Russian Olympic team during the infamous Sochi Olympic doping scandal in 2014, and is often used to promote muscle growth and increase strength. Boldenone is also an androgen and anabolic steroid that is naturally occurring and derived from testosterone. It is used for reasons similar to methanolone, and various combat sport athletes have popped positive for it in the past, including UFC veterans Stephan Bonner, Josh Barnett, and Phil Baroni. Yeah, so when you look at the uses for these two substances, I guess it starts to make sense why he was able to win the title the way he did against, a pretty good kickboxer, if I may say so, against Hiroki Akimoto. The pace he put up for 5 rounds against a karate stylist kickboxer like Hiroki Akimoto, I mean, this isn't really a fair comparison, but, Kapitan Pet India Academy, okay, I understand he's a Muay Thai stylist, so, him transitioning over to kickboxing may not have been easy, but he did win the kickboxing championship, and he did defend it once before losing it to Hiroki Akimoto. Even Kapitan Pet India Academy had trouble keeping up with Hiroki Akimoto, yet Pettanong made it look like a walk in the park. So I guess it makes sense. So yeah, it was more than likely that he was probably on some banned substances during his fight against Hiroki Akimoto. But man, it's sad to, being a Thai fan, naturally I would support Pettanong, but seeing him, like, you know, getting stripped of the title for what? For steroids, for PEDs. Man, come on. That's just stupid. And, okay, so to take a look back in ONE Championship, like, title history, no champion has ever been stripped, like, for PEDs. Okay, so there have only been 2 other guys who've been stripped that I mentioned before, and they were stripped because they failed to make weight on the day of weigh-ins. John Lineker and Kiamrian Abazov, and that's it, okay? In the heavyweight division of MMA, okay? All the past champions have lost their title. In the light heavyweight division, past champions have either lost or vacated the title. In the middleweight division, all the champions have lost their titles. Welterweight division, okay, you have Kiamrian Abazov, who was stripped for failing to make weight. But then you also have that one case of Ben Askren, the UFC fighter who was known for being on the wrong end of a 5-second flying knee knockout, vacating the title when he was released from his contract. He effectively retired at the time. In the lightweight division, Martin Nguyen vacated the title because he suffered an injury in training which made him unable to defend the title. Okay. In the featherweight division, again, they've all lost their titles fairly. Bantamweight MMA division, same thing. Okay, wait, oh. John Lineker. You have John Lineker, who did not make weight on the day of weigh-ins. Stripped of the title for not making weight. Again, yeah. Flyweight MMA division, all the champions, past champions, lost their titles fair and square. Strawweight division, again, lost their titles fair and square. Now, looking into kickboxing, we start at lightweight. Again, the only kickboxing champion, right? Lightweight kickboxing champion is Rahian Ursal. He's fine. He might as well venture into Muay Thai. Muay Thai, again, Rahian Ursal, still the only champion. He's fine. Kickboxing featherweight championship, again, past champions, lost fair and square. Muay Thai, also lost. Featherweight Muay Thai, lost fair and square, up for debate. Pet Marquardt versus the One Chai. What did you think? Now, bantamweight kickboxing, you have Petanong's case of first being stripped for popping for banned substances. Man, not a good look. Again, bantamweight Muay Thai, past champions lost fair and square. The only past champion being Nong Okayang Hadao. That was a sad day for me. Then you have flyweight kickboxing. Ilyas Enahachi. Okay, he vacated the title. Okay, he knew that he could no longer make weight, so he vacated the title before he weighed in to avoid getting stripped. I guess smart move on his part. Muay Thai, again, all the champions lost fair and square. Strawweight kickboxing, the only past champion, Sam A, vacated the title due to retiring for a while. And strawweight Muay Thai, all the champions past have lost their title fair and square. And Petanong has set a very bad precedent of becoming the first athlete in ONE Championship to pop for banned substances and get stripped of his title, which is not a good look at all for the Thai athletes, you know? Because, and I may be biased here, because I am Thai, and like, when you think of Thai athletes competing in like a global promotion, say, and I am not just talking like ONE Championship, okay? You don't think of banned substances or steroids, okay? You would think that if there's anything Thai athletes were at a disadvantage at, it would be banned substances. Yet here we are Here I am reading news that Petanong was stripped of his title because he tested positive for 2 banned substances. And not only 2 banned substances, 2 anabolic steroids. It's crazy. Well, I mean, I should have seen it coming. I should have realized something was up. Back in 2020, when I was working for my old Muay Thai company, you know, we work with Muay Thai promoters, we work with Muay Thai gym owners. At the time, I believe Petchtanong was fighting for Ulinfeng. Was it Ulinfeng or Kunlun fight? It was a Chinese kickboxing promotion. I need to get... Yeah, so it was for Ulinfeng. He was participating in the Ulinfeng World Cup, the 2019 to 2020 Ulinfeng World Cup, and he was doing well against these Chinese kickboxers, you know, and like by that time he was 35 years old, which, you know, by a lot of like Muay Thai kickboxing standards, it's like nearly the twilight of their careers. But Pettanong was like, he was on a roll. In the Ulinfeng. So he won the 2019 Ulinfeng World Cup by going through, what is it? 5 fights in the span of about 7. God, I can't even count right now. In a span of 6 months. 5 fights in 6 months. Which is amazing. Okay? Okay, granted, that time he would have been 33 years old. But then, in 2019, in mid-2019, he entered his second Ulinfeng World Cup. Then again, 5 fights in 6 months. It's in about the same time period. 6 months. Okay, he lost in the final. He ended up as runner-up. And yeah, the promoters and the gym owner, I think the gym owner and the promoter, I forget which promoter anyways, so there's no point in naming them. I don't have to be afraid. They were saying like, oh my god, have you seen Petanong? Man, like, dude's like over 30 years old and he's in such great shape. It's unbelievable. At the time, I just thought like, maybe he just takes good care of himself. And I guess in a way, yeah, he does take good care of himself, but not in the way I thought at the time. So yeah, it's crazy, man. And yeah, ONE Championship is... So yeah, like I said before, ONE Championship has had a trend of, you know, athletes testing positive since, you know, partnering up with international doping tests. What were they called again? Oh my god, I cannot believe I have already forgotten. Brr. So, International Doping Tests and Management. My god, it's a name that's hard to memorize. Since partnering with International Doping Tests and Management, it seems like more and more athletes are getting tested and getting popped. But what I believe is that they're still not testing all of the athletes, okay? So the first one to officially get popped was Martin Batur, a relatively unknown heavyweight out of Croatia. He first scored a knockout victory against Paul Elliott of England, but then his fight was overturned to a no contest and he was handed a 1-year suspension from competition. And then, like, it went quiet for a while, and then you had Kairat Akhmatov and Julie Metzabarba. Those two were announced on the same day, I believe. And now Petanong, the highest profile name because he was a champion. Still, it makes me wonder, are they testing all of their athletes? Let alone, you know, their champions. It makes you wonder, are they drug testing their champions? That's the most important. Because you gotta wonder, are the people holding the belts, did they win them fair and square? So yeah. Now Petanong, of course, he responded to getting stripped of the title. Combat Press had a English translation of his statement, which was originally in Thai. Regarding the statement made by ONE pertaining to my doping test result on the 10th of June 2023, it was an event that happened when I wasn't scheduled for a fight for 8 months and had no knowledge of when I would be scheduled again. On said day, I was watching a fight at Lumpini Stadium, in which I had no previous knowledge that even when you are booked, you can't have any doping substances in your system, even if it's to heal from an injury. The substances that I used were to help with my recovery from an injury. During the time when I was waiting to get scheduled for a fight in training, I injured my left elbow, so I went to the doctors and received treatment with an injection, in which most fighters, when they get injured, will go to the doctors to receive treatment and injections if they sustain a long-term injury. As for my case, I have received both injections and an MRI, and also physical therapy during acupuncture, including acupuncture, laser treatment, and every way possible. I have clear proof for everything I've mentioned. First of all, I would like to state that I have no prior knowledge about the banned substances before and was never informed of the test results, nor any communication from ONE, and I will say this as a representative of Thai athletes that we are new to this kind of subject. There had never been any briefing and no one ever told us or gave us advice regarding banned substances. I would like to reiterate that before and after the fight on the 19th of November 2022, when I won the belt, I was tested immediately after the fight and no substances were found. Everyone can critique, but it should be done after I am given the opportunity to clarify or appeal as they've told me to. Where and who do I appeal to? Please contact me and give me information. Thank you. Okay, so that's what Petchtanong had to say upon getting stripped of the title. Look, I am inclined to believe him on the part where ONE did not communicate with him, because I feel like they have a habit of doing that so much. I also would like to believe him that they don't inform that athletes about what substances are banned and what are allowed, especially the Thai athletes, because for most Thai athletes, Superbon speaks good English. For most Thai athletes, there's a language barrier. They don't speak good English, or any English at all for that matter. So yeah, I'm much inclined to believe that Pettanong may be in the right here. So yeah. So I wonder what's next for him. He's probably most likely going to appeal, the decision to strip him of the title. But what ONE Championship will do next, God, it's so unpredictable. It is so unpredictable with ONE Championship, The nihilist in me thinks that ONE will just, not bat an eye and just say that, or Chatri Sidyatong specifically will say that, we reached out to him, but he didn't respond. It would be typical. It wouldn't be the first time, But yeah. But now, the next question is, what happens to the ONE Bantamweight Kickboxing Championship and the division? Because the ONE Bantamweight Kickboxing division is, essentially a Muay Thai division. If Pettanong has been suspended, is he suspended? He's been suspended for 1 year, according to Beyond Kick. So with Petanong suspended, and assuming that ONE Championship does not overturn their decision, what's next for the ONE Bantamweight Kickboxing decision? I'm quite concerned because the ONE Super Series Bantamweight division, it's essentially a Muay Thai division. The only remaining kickboxers in the division like actual kickboxers, okay? I'm not talking Muay Thai fighters. I'm talking K1 rules guys. The only remaining kickboxers in that division are Hiroki Akimoto, who was the former champion, and Qiu Jianliang from China, who has had only one fight, and the last time he fought was like 2021, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Qiu Jianliang, where are you? Did they cut him? Voila! I can't find Qiu Jianliang on the list of current ONE fighters anymore. So Qiu Jianliang had only one fight in one championship, and he's gone now. Okay, I take that back. Not even Qiu Jianliang is there. Whoopsies. That's embarrassing. So, alright. Ilyas Anahachi just moved up from flyweight. I mean, that would be an interesting fight. I mean, but personally, I think he's undeserving, you know? He's only had one fight on, like, One Friday Fights against, like, a relatively unknown guy. Maybe he should have, like, one more fight, but, you know, at this point, the Bantamweight Super Series division is, like, it's in a precarious position. Maybe Aliverdi Ramazanov, even though he's a Muay Thai guy, but, I mean, he's okay at kickboxing when you consider everything. When you consider the other fighters, like, another fighter I can think of is Asa Tenpao. He's only had 2 fights in one win, 1 loss. Asa Tenpao, yeah, he may be a Muay Thai fighter, but he's had experience fighting in Glory, which is pretty much a kickboxing rules promotion, so, yeah. My vote would go to Asa Tenpao. Asa Tenpao versus Hiroki Akimoto for the ONE Bantamweight Kickboxing Championship would be my pick, but I am not a matchmaker at ONE, so one can only hope. But, yeah. You know, like, okay, right. So the only other actual kickboxer in the Bantamweight division is Zhang Chenglong, but he is on a real bad streak right now. Like, I think he's lost like 4 or 5 fights in a row now, and like his latest loss was like a KO. So yeah, it's not a good look for him. I don't think he'll be in the title picture any soon. At one point in time, he actually fought Aliverdi Ramazanov to determine the inaugural champion, which Aliverdi Ramazanov ended up winning. But yeah, just the other guys are Muay Thai fighters, and they fight for the Muay Thai championship. So I don't see any of the other guys being in the title picture, to be honest. I mean, it could happen, you know, ONE has done some crazy shit. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what I have to say on the title picture. But what I want to say is, I hope ONE would actually administer drug tests to all of their fighters in competition and out of competition, okay? And like, you know, leave no ambiguity, okay? In the case of Petanong, okay, he says he was tested. How long ago is this? He didn't have a fight scheduled for 8 months, okay? So I'm inclined to believe him. That was the case. So yeah, maybe test them when they're close to a fight too. I don't know. I honestly don't know how it works. But yeah, test them in competition. Test them out of competition, but at a reasonable rate, I guess. I don't know what's a reasonable rate. Fuck. And test your champions. Test all your champions. There's gotta be some champions who are on the juice for sure, right? But yeah, because not so long ago, ONE Championship used to be the butt of a joke that, hey, if these athletes don't want to get caught being popped for PEDs, just go to ONE Championship. They don't test. And yeah, It's crazy, man. I feel bad. I feel sorry for Petanong, but I wish him the best. It's not, at this point, it's out of everyone's hands. Yeah. But man, this is very shocking for us Thai fans. Me anyways. Hell, what do I know? Well, all the best to Petanong, but yeah. Gosh, I was very shocked when I saw this. And the first time I found out was actually through Instagram from Muay Thai Results, of all places. When I was scrolling through the Instagram feed. Oh my god, and then like news kept popping up everywhere on Facebook. And then Beyond Kick, and then Combat Press. Crazy. But yeah, shit happens. It is what it is. Anyways, I guess that about wraps it up for today's episode. If you made it this far, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And if you've made it all the way to the end, I wish you all good morning, good afternoon, and good night.